Hello, everyone, and welcome to the PDL Eastern Conference Playoffs here at John Gursky Stadium for a matchup between the Myrtle Beach Mutiny and Reading United AC. The winner of this matchup will take on the New York Red Bulls U23, who won a matchup earlier a few moments ago against Black Rock FC. Thank you for joining us, everyone, here on YouTube live stream. I am Noah Pegler. Well, the playoffs continue here today as we got 16 teams playing games for a chance to win the PDL national title. Right now, we got on one side we got Myrtle Beach Mutiny, who represent the Southeast Atlantic Conference or the division, and now they take on a Reading United AC team who has been dominant all year long. As we look at the lineup here for Myrtle Beach Mutiny, some of the top names out there like Romario Pigot, and then in goal you also got Jose Santos, and then on the bench you got top goal scorer John Ander Ibarrando and Joa Delgado. And as we see the Reading United AC lineup, we got for the past couple of weeks they've had different changes throughout their lineup, and now they got some of their top names back. They got Khalil Ahmedkar, they got Corey Bennett, and they got Felipe Hideki, who are some of their top players for this team and have been able to score goals. And of course, in the midfield, you got the PDL's top prospect in Aaron Malloy. Right now, this Reading United team are just hoping to make a long run in the playoffs. This Reading United team, of course, at this point sometimes lose players that they've had during the season. But so far, they've had a lot of players come back, and now they are hoping that they can make a good run. Now, as you can see, 3 of these players in this lineup are part of the PDL's top prospect. You got Aaron Malloy, who's number 1. You got Kamal Miller, who's in the top 20, or the top 30. And then you also got Lamine Conte, who's in the top 40. So this Reading United lineup is very stacked, and they're very excited for this matchup.
At forward tonight, number 9, Corey Bennett.
And also another name they see, Kieran Roberts on the bench. So there's a lot of guys for this Reading United team, and right now Reading United fans should be excited for this matchup.
Wearing the captain's armband, number 6, Aaron Malloy.
And now we will pause for the national anthem.
Assistant coaches Shane Healy and Chris Stanley. Now, if everyone will please rise and remove your caps for the singing of the national anthem being sung tonight by Ms. Jeannie Bieber.
So both of these teams are ready for this matchup, as the winner will take on the New York Red Bulls U23. Tonight's referees for this matchup are Luis Arroyo, Joseph Paolini, Dustin Killick, and Terrence Mull. And as we look at the standings and how these teams finished, Myrtle Beach, of course, finishing at the top of their standings by beating out everyone in their division, including last year's champions and Charlotte Eagles. And so far, they've been able to score 40 goals this season, but now they come up against a Reading United AC team who have only let up 8 goals, and meanwhile, Reading United at the top of their division and have yet to lose a match. Their worst games have only been in 2 draws against Long Island Rough Riders and against the New York Red Bull U23. So coaching these teams for tonight's match, you got for Myrtle Beach Mutiny, you got Coach Kyle Tim, who is really hoping that they could get an upset here at John Gursky Stadium against this Reading United team, who has been on fire for this entire season. Meanwhile, Alan McCann, in his, I believe, second year or first year as head coach for Reading United AC, has done a good job this year playing guys in the right positions and have been able to keep getting points for this Reading United team. Before this game, Alan McCann said, the team is full of confidence. We've got players coming back in, and that's helping as well, so the team is very confident. So as the sun sets here at John Gursky Stadium here in West Lawn, Pennsylvania, temperatures coming down to coming down to 80 degrees. A good amount of fans from the local Reading area coming out to support their boys here, as they hope to be hosting they can move on to the next championship into the next round. The ref blows his whistle, and here we are underway at John Gursky Stadium. Malloy will kick it upfield very quickly to try and get it to El Medcar. El Medcar has become a big part of this Reading United team, who has definitely become one of the top stars, and that one thing Reading United likes to do is work through him whenever he work with his side to get him the ball. As Pigot will give it off now. And the ball will work its way up to Aman Kuya, or Kwa. But now, Reading with the possession as El Medcar. He's got Bennett in the box, crosses it in. But it's stolen away by Yamamoto. And we'll go out for a goal kick. Corey Bennett this season has got 6 goals for Reading United. One of those games he got 2 goals at least in an Evergreen FC matchup, where him and Kieran Roberts pretty much just wouldn't stop scoring goals in that game. As Jose Santos will take this goal kick. Jose Santos this year has got 35 saves and has a 80% save percentage so far this season for the Myrtle Beach Mutiny. This one will go, and this will be kicked back to Bennett Strutz. Now back to Strutz, who will give it to Kamal Miller, another one of the top prospects for Reading United. Now El Medcar, trying to get around his man, is brought down, but a goal kick. El Medcar was trying to get to that one, but couldn't get past Urena Uzo. Or Uzo. as Aaron Malloy gives his team direction. Aaron Malloy, of course, being the top prospect in the PDL. And before this game, he says, "I feel we have a very good chance going into this game." So those are always good words to hear coming from your captain. Malloy, of course, has scored 4 goals and has gotten 4 assists this season for Reading United. As now, Reading now with the attack. Felipe Hideki gives it now to Kase, who's tripped up. But Myrtle Beach is able to kick it away. As Gomez trying to get around Zandy. And will go out of play. Conte. Give it back to Strutz. Bennett Strutz, of course, having a good season this year for Reading United, being the main goalkeeper, making 35 saves and a save percentage of 83%. And as part of this Reading United defense, that's only given up 8 goals this season. As now, El Medkar works his way on the outside, just a little too far for him, and will go out for another goal kick. Reading United, of course, get known for getting plenty of opportunities and even getting plenty of corners, but right now have not been able to get things going their way. As Santos will kick it up, but it will go out for a throw-in for Reading. As Conte, or I believe that was Isaac Curry, who's really started to become a starter here for Reading United. As now it goes up to El Medkar. He's got Bennett in the box. Gives it to Hideki. Was unable to control it. As now it'll be Curry. Then now the Kase tried to lay it off for Bennett, but unable to get past the defender. Now Malloy will gain control. And one will be kicked out of play by Dawson McCartney, and will go out for a throw-in. As Kase now applies pressure. Bennett tried to get that one away, but was unable to get it from Baker. And Miller will head it out for a throw-in for Myrtle Beach. As this is one of the 8 games that will be going on, that has gone on today as part of the PDL playoffs. And the championship for this matchup will happen tomorrow at 7 p.m. here at John Gursky Stadium. Coverage of that game will start at 7 p.m. here on YouTube live stream. And now the chance for Myrtle Beach. Pigot crosses it in and try to lay it off one more, but is knocked away by Zandy. Myrtle Beach still containing it, but trying to find Pigot on that last one, but will go out for a throw-in. Now to Malloy. Now to McCartney, trying to find Kase. And Kase will eventually get to it. Now to Curry on the far side, who tried to find El Medkar, but will go out for a throw-in. Gomez feeling the pressure from Zandy. Gives it back to Uzo. Feeling the pressure from El Medkar. Now Medkar pushes him to the ground, and the ref will call a foul on El Medkar. Now a chance here. Pigot dribbling through the middle. Feeling the pressure from McCartney and Malloy. And a foul will be called back as Felipe Hideki came in and took took out Rodriguez. And now it'll be a free kick for Myrtle Beach. Hideki, of course, came running right back in at him, and the ref made a wise decision on that one. Crosses comes in and is headed away by Conte, or by Miller. Then the ball took a deflection out of play, and it will go as a corner kick for Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach starting to gain momentum in this game, as it will be Gamera to take this free kick. And now the ref is settling things down inside the box in the giant cluster of players that sit right in the middle. Comes in now and knocked away by Kase. We'll go out for a throw-in. Now Gomez. We'll give it to Rodriguez, who loses it to Bennett. Bennett now trying to find a man. Gets it to El Medcar, going on the far side. Gets around Uzo. Has it knocked away by Rodriguez, but it will go out for a corner kick for Reading. As McCartney will take the corner kick. McCartney kicks it in. And Bennett was unable to get it. But now Malloy takes a shot. Just left to the net. And goes out for a goal kick. Malloy was able to settle it and was just unable to get it on goal. But give him credit for trying to get around the giant wall of red that sits in front of the net. Rodriguez will head it out, but right into Conte. And McCartney will work its way back to Miller. Reading United have been able to win games simply by controlling the ball, and that is what they'll need to do to continue their unbeaten streak. As now Hideki will give it to Kase. Kase dribbling across field. Has it stolen away by Gomez. Now gives it up to Pigot. And it will be kicked way back to Santos. As Baker will work its way up to Pigot, but has it knocked away by Kase. Right now, Reading are hoping to continue their, like the Red Bull, add another title to what they've been able to accomplish. They were the regular season national champions back in 2009, and have won the Eastern Conference twice in 2008 and 2010. As now a free kick will be given to Reading, as I believe Hideki was fouled. It'll be quickly given to Malloy. He'll find his way to Zandy. Now to Curry. Will work its way back to Conte. Along with the titles for Reading United, they've been able to win the Mid-Atlantic Division title from 2008 to 2010, and then won it back in 2016, where they went to the Eastern Conference Finals then. And that ball will work its way up to Santos. Yeah, back in 2016, they hosted the Eastern Conference playoffs and were just one win away from going to the PDL Final Four, but were unable to get past their rivals in Ocean City Nor'easters, who are shockingly not in these playoffs, who have made decent runs in the past, but this year were unable to get past Reading. Now Baker worked his way to the middle to Rodriguez. Now to Gomez. Eventually to Carrillo. Now to the far side. And then we'll work its way to Rodriguez. Myrtle Beach trying to find something as they're trying to get through this Reading United team. As now Pigot gives it back to Camara. And Malloy will take it away after Pigot tried to fake him out. And Strutz will kick it to McCartney. Now back to Kamal Miller. And Hideki tried to lay it off, but didn't go far enough, and Gomez will take it away. Myrtle Beach have gained control in this game as the ball goes through to Pigot. But then Kamal Miller will take it away. And it has Kase now. Trying to fake his man out. But he'll maintain possession as it goes for a Reading throw-in. McCartney now. Gives to Hideki. Now to Kase. Now back to Hideki. Hideki giving it to Bennett, who has scored 6 goals this year. Hoping to find his 7th. But now Curry will give it to Medgar. Crosses it in. Header by Bennett. Saved by Santos. Right now, Myrtle Beach are hoping to continue their run, as this is the second year in a row that they've won their division in the South Atlantic Division. They were able to beat out other teams who have been part of this playoff picture, including the Charlotte Eagles, who were able to win the PDL title last year, and then also North Carolina FCU 23, and then along with the Carolina Dynamo, who were struggling this year. But this year, Myrtle Beach were able to score 40 goals. As now an opportunity comes here for Carrillo. Now to Pigot, who's offsides. And we'll go for another free kick for Reading United. The opportunity was there, but Pigot was just offsides. Now to McCartney, who gives it to Kase, who's feeling pressure from Gomez. And Gomez will give it back to Baker. Now Conte will gain control. We'll give it right to Curry, and Curry will give it right back to him. Reading United, of course, scoring 33 goals this season. And for a time, most of those goals were coming into the second half. But now they've been able to even it out and have been able to score goals in the first half. They've scored, of course, 15 goals in the first half of games. And now they hope to get one here as El Medcar tried to get around his defender, but was unable to. And now Myrtle Beach will control the ball as Malloy will steal it away, trying to quickly get it back upfield, but only into the feet of a defender. It's now Baker. Has room to work with. And gives it to Pigot. Gives it back to Rodriguez. And right to Pigot, who tried to take a shot, but didn't get enough power on it, and Strutz will take that one easily. As Miller now has space to work with. We'll give it up to Kase. Finding Bennett. Cutting through the near side. Crosses, tried to make a cross, but was knocked away by Yamamoto. And he'll go out for a corner kick. As Zandy will take the corner kick. Zandy crosses it in. Bennett goes down in the box. But Reading will still try and make something out of this. Zandy crosses it back in, but headed away by Baker. Now Medcar trying to get to the ball, but was unable to. Now Gomez will give it off to Rodriguez, who tried to find Pigot, but was unable to. Now Zandy will give it to Hideki. Hideki gives it to Bennett, and Hideki will try to give it to El Medcar, but was unable to get it to him. Now El Medcar, of course, was working on the far side earlier, but now has switched places with Kase, and of course Alan McCann saw something different and is trying to work something out now. As now McCartney sees it going all the way to Pigot. And now it goes to El Medcar, who gives it to Malloy, who's got Corey Bennett, and will work its way to Felipe Hideki. Now back to El Medcar, who's just one step shy and was unable to gain control. And that one will roll out for a throw-in for Myrtle Beach. Now Gomez. Now it's Malloy. And Zandy will now give it to Hideki. Now to Kase on the far side. Trying to get around Uzo, but was unable to. But it will go out for a corner kick. Third corner of the match for Reading United. So we've reached the 22nd or the 23rd minute here at John Gursky Stadium. Still 0-0 in this Eastern Conference semifinal. As McCartney crosses it in, but is headed away by Yamamoto. Now McCartney crosses it in. Bennett couldn't get to it, but it was kicked in by Kase, but didn't go in the back of the net. And the ball went out of bounds and will go in for a throw-in for apparently Reading United. Now Hideki will give it back to Malloy. And he gives it all the way back to Curry. And now to Kase, who's got space to work with. Now to Elmedkar, who is unable to control it. And now Elmedkar will get it back. Now to Hideki. To Elmedkar, to Bennett, who is unable to get around the defense. But Bennett will gain possession. Takes a deflection. We'll go out for another corner kick for Reading. Corey Bennett was able to get that shot and took a deflection right out of bounds. So another corner for Reading United. That's their 5th corner of this match, and we're just about at the halfway point of this half. As Zandy crosses it in, and it looks like Hideki was able to get a head on it, but unable to get it into the back of the net. There's another goal kick for Myrtle Beach. Of course, Jose Santos has only allows 1.12 goals per game in his goal against average. So he's done pretty well for this Myrtle Beach squad, and is doing pretty well right now against this Reading United team that is full of goal scorers. As Malloy will now work its way to Conte. Now up to Bennett, who will give it back to Malloy. Now works it out to Curry. Back to Zandy. And then to Kase. Now working with Zandy. He's got space to work with. Gives it to Bennett. Has it knocked away by Shanuli. He'll go out for a throw-in. Now Hideki. Gives it to Bennett. But back to Hideki. Gives it off to Kase. Take a shot! And it's in! Izana Kase with the goal. Gives Reading United a lead in the first half. Of course, Felipe Hideki getting the assist, just taking this time, just dribbling to the near side, finds Kase, and Kase just taking the shot to get past Santos. Gives Reading United the lead in this game. Kase, of course, scoring the 2 goals in the previous matchup for Reading United against Lehigh Valley United. And the final matchup, or the final home matchup for Reading United. So that was just an example of what this Reading United team is able to do and what they've been doing all season. And now Myrtle Beach will have to try and get a goal to respond to that brilliant shot by Kase. Now Miller We'll get it to Bennett. And we'll now to Hideki. And we'll go to Amankawa. Now to Gomez. And Zandy will head it away. Now to Medcar. Dribbling through the field. Trying to find Bennett, but just too far in front for him. And we'll go all the way back to Santos. Now to Pigot, who was unable to get it, and McCartney will kick it out. But Medcar trying to give it to Hideki. And now it'll work its way to Zandy. Now Medcar to Zandy. Just dribbling through the field. Dribbling across field, but has it stolen away by Shinuli. Now Rodriguez. And Rodriguez will get it back. Now to Gomez. Who kicks it upfield, but only right into Curry. Now back to Miller. Now to Medcar, who thought he had more time. Now to Pigot, who gives it off to Carrillo. Or, excuse me, Amankwa. Now to Baker. To Shinuli. Myrtle Beach trying to find an answer to equalize this game. Now to Rodriguez, who will cross it over to Baker. To come down to the final 15 minutes of this half. Gomez has deflected by Malloy. Then Medcar tried to gain possession but was unable to. Now to Rodriguez. Gives it to Gamera. But eventually stolen away by Redding. Now Malloy. Gives it to Bennett, who gives it right to Kase. He's got a man pressuring him. Has it stolen away, but only out of bounds. As Carrillo tried to control it, but went out of play. Now Malloy. Give it to Hideki. He's trying to get around his man. Gives it to Medcar. Has it knocked away by Shinuli. Then Hideki gives it to Malloy. Malloy takes a shot. Was deflected away. But then to Medcar. We'll give it back to Malloy. Now McCartney. And Zandy takes a shot. Just goes right and out for a goal kick. One player missing tonight for Reading United is one of their top prospects, and Daniel Crutzen, who started in the defense and has tried to work his way up midfield, but has done a well job for Reading United and the PDL. Who, as Crutzen is the number 7 prospect in the PDL, as Medcar trying to find Bennett but was unable to. And Myrtle Beach was able to end the attack. As Rodriguez now will kick it up to Pigot. As it knocked away by McCartney. And it appears a yellow card will be given to Shinuli.
Yellow card caution has been given to Myrtle Beach's number 20, Christoph Snoon. Yellow card given in the 33rd minute.
to Amaknua or Akman or Amenqua as a foul is now given to a foul caused by Reading. And Hideki will help Baker up. Now Schnulli will give it to Rodriguez. Back to Rodriguez. He finds Gomez. To Pigot. And eventually stolen away by Reading. Now to El Medcar. Then to Malloy to Zandy. And then back to Medcar. And then he'll give it to Miller. Now Reading with the chance. Curry giving it up to Kase. But goes a little too far for him. And another goal kick from Myrtle Beach. Winner of this matchup will take on the New York Red Bulls U23 in the PDL Eastern Conference Championship game tomorrow night at 7 p.m. here at John Gursky Stadium. Coverage of that game starts at 7 o'clock here on the YouTube live stream. And now, Conte. I'll work it to Miller. Reading hoping to extend their lead. And have scored 34 goals on the season. Thanks to Izana Kase. Now to Hideki. Gives it to Zandy. Now Hideki with space in the middle. Gives it to McCartney. Crosses it in. Just a little too far for Bennett. And Santos was able to make the save. Now Curry. It's tripped up by Carrillo. And eventually it will go to a throw-in for Myrtle Beach. Now Baker will head it down. Gomez will give it back to Baker. Now working its way to the far side. Out to Rodriguez, who will give it back to Gomez. Gives it to Pigot. Gives it to Camara. But eventually just stolen away by Reading. And now Malloy. Gives it to Conte. And you'll give it right back to Malloy. Now Medcar. Giving it to McCartney. Tried to get around Baker, but Baker will kick it out of play. Now McCartney. Give it to Medcar. He's trying to get around. Gives it to Kase on the far side. Kase ends up getting beat by Uzo. Kase tried to keep the possession, but it goes out of play for another goal kick for Myrtle Beach. So we come down to the final 8 minutes of this half. Reading United, of course, getting the lead thanks to a goal by Izana Kase. Now El Medcar will head it down, and eventually we'll end up with Gomez. Now to Rodriguez. Finds his way to Uzo. All the way to Schnulli. Eventually to Baker, who gets it up to Gomez, or trying to get it to Gomez. Will roll out of play off a deflection to a throw-in for Myrtle Beach. Gomez will get it to Amenqua. We're trying to get it to him, but it goes out for another throw-in. That's Gamera. As it's stolen away by Elmedkar. Then Hideki trying to get to it, but couldn't get around Schnulli. And the ref says play on. But then Malloy will steal it away. But then Elmedkar had it stolen away by Gomez. Out to Hideki. And after that string of possessions, Myrtle Beach will maintain possession. Now, Amanqua try to cross it in, but wasn't able to get anything out of that one. As Conte will head it back to Strutz. So we come down to the final 5 minutes of this half. Now Miller finds Hideki. Gives it to Kase, who turns around and goes away. And gives it to Zandy, who eventually gives it to Curry. Now to Malloy. Gives it to Zandy. Now back over to Curry. He's got Kase. Gives it to Hideki. Now to Kase. Then eventually Curry has it stolen away, but is able to control it. Now to Malloy, who's got Elmedkar, who's in the box. Was unable to get past Baker. And will go out for a goal kick. Now to Bennett, who finds Kase. Now to McCartney, who heads it up to Hideki and gets called for a high kick. Rodriguez We'll kick it to Baker. Eventually back to Baker. Then to Pigot, who's offsides. Now Miller will kick it upfield to Kase. Now back to Curry, who will give it to Conte. And now back to Miller. Now to McCartney, who gives it to Medkar. He's got Hideki in the middle. Gives it to Kase. Kase, trying to dribble across the box, has it stolen away. I'll go for a throw-in for Reading. Come down to the final minute of this half. Malloy tries to find El Medkar on the other side, but is headed away by Baker for a throw-in. As McCartney. As Bennett has it knocked away, and Myrtle Beach will clear it out. This is now Pigot. And eventually Miller will steal away from Pigot. And the whistle blows for halftime, and that is the end of the first half, as it's 1-0 here. Reading United against Myrtle Beach 0. As an early goal by Kase gives Reading United the lead, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes for the second half. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to John Gursky Stadium here for the matchup between Reading United AC and Myrtle Beach Mutiny. As Reading United lead 1-0 here at the half. Goal was scored, of course, by El Medcar. As you can see, Reading's got 5 corners in this match and have gotten at least 2 shots on, at least got 2 shots in this matchup. So they're doing pretty well in this matchup, and they hope to continue so they could hopefully move on to the next round in the Eastern Conference Championship against the New York Red Bull U23. Thank you for joining us, everyone. I'm Noah Pegler. Meanwhile, around the PDL, we got some other matchups that have finished up. Chicago United FC have moved on to the next round as they would now await the winner of Dayton and Lansing, and then that's part of the Central Conference. Meanwhile, in the Southern Conference, you got SIMA winning their matchup, and they just wait the matchup between the Village SC and South Georgia Tormentia. Meanwhile, you got other games going on right now. You got Calgary Foothills taking on the Colorado Rapids U23. And that matchup's going on right now. And then later tonight, we also got FC Golden State Force taking on FC Tucson. And that is part of the Western Conference. But as we mentioned earlier, the New York Red Bull U23, of course, winning their matchup against the BlackRock FC. And then right now, Reading are hoping to move on to the next round so that they would face them in the Eastern Conference Championship. Right now, Reading United played a dominant first half as they were able to control the ball and got plenty of opportunities, and were only able to get 1 goal. Right now, give a lot of credit to this Myrtle Beach Mutiny defense and, of course, goalie Jose Santos. As we look at the standings again, how they finished up for this PDL season. Both of these teams finishing first in their respective divisions. Myrtle Beach Mutiny, of course, only losing 2 games this season, and were able to score 40 goals. But now they're playing against the Reading United team, who has only allowed 8 goals this season, and a lot of credit has to go to that Reading United defense, and of course their top goalie, and Bennett Strutz. Now the players will be coming back on for the second half. We'll let you know if any subs came on during halftime. So the temperature here at John Gursky Stadium has now dropped down to 76. As there are plenty of fans here tonight at John Gursky Stadium, hoping that Reading United can move on to the next round in the championship, which is tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Game will start at 7, and coverage will begin at 7 p.m. here on the YouTube live stream. Right now, Myrtle Beach Mutiny are just hoping to get back into this matchup so that they could at least try and get the win. So the next 45 minutes are going to be very exciting in this matchup, so you're going to want to keep your eyes on this one. And the second half begins here at John Gursky Stadium. So go back to Rodriguez. He'll give it to Baker. Will eventually work its way to Carrillo. And then is kicked away by Miller. Now Curry. There's dribbling on the near side, but is beaten by Uzo. Now to Gomez. Gives it to Gamera, but is eventually kicked out by Conte. And a throw-in for Myrtle Beach. Uzo trying to get to Amanqua. But eventually Gomez tried to find his man, but was knocked away by McCartney. And Isel Medcard trying to take that one up the field. Gets tripped up and will go for a free kick for Reading United. Now to Malloy. Gives it to Curry. Now to Hideki on the near side. Crosses it in. Or on the far side. But it goes into the hands of Santos. Now to Uzo. Now to Rodriguez. Uzo will try and kick it upfield to Amanqua, but it goes right to Strutz. One thing to keep in mind is when the substitutes come on, I mean, for Reading United, they've been a big part of this team as they've been able to score goals in the second half. Early on, most of their goals came in the second half of games, but since then they've been able to even it out. Some of those subs tonight are Pierre Reedy and Gilly Wasso. As this crosses it in, and Case was unable to get to it, and will go out for a goal kick. As Santos kick it upfield. Now we'll go to Hideki. I believe that was McCartney or Hideki. Yeah. Now to Gamera, who tried to get around Curry. And a foul will be called against Zandy as Carrillo was brought down. Now Case is down. Now the ref is looking to calm things down. That'll be a free kick for Myrtle Beach, as Gomez will take it. Gomez crosses it into the box, but is headed away by Medcar and will go out for a corner kick. Myrtle Beach trying to find the equalizer to get back into this game. As Gomez will take the corner. Into the box. Went up into the air, and Reading will head it out. Now it's El Medcar. Trying to get around Schnulli, but Schnulli will knock it away. Now eventually to Gamera. Now to Pigot. He's one of the top players for this Myrtle Beach Mutiny squad, who also got some of their top goal scorers on the bench tonight in John Ander Barando, and along with Joao Delgado. That one to Pigot, but went over his head. Now to Gamera. He's got to get around Case, and he does. Crosses it in, but is headed away by Miller. As Kamal Miller is one of the biggest parts of this Reading United defense, was able to knock it away, and it goes out for a throw-in. Now Malloy will steal it away, but only will go right back to Schnulli. Sorry about that. That was Carrillo. Now it goes out for a throw-in for Reading. Now Curry will give it to Conte. Now eventually to Strutz. Now Myrtle Beach on the attack. Gomez gives it to Carrillo. Carrillo shoots it. Takes a deflection. Just goes over the net, and the corner kick for Myrtle Beach. As the shot went in, it took a deflection off a Reading player and was able to get it out. And honestly, Reading's should be glad that that went out of bounds, because deflections like that could end up going in the net. Now on the corner. Comes in. Pigot just over his head. Now we'll go to Malloy, and he'll kick it out. And we'll go out for a throw-in. As substitutes will come on for both teams. Gilly Wasso coming on for Reading United. Gilly Wasso has definitely made plenty of substitution appearances and has definitely been a big part for Reading United, using his fresh legs to come on the field and create opportunities. And a substitution for Myrtle Beach Mutiny as Joao Delgado comes on now for Myrtle Beach. And Rodriguez's night is done. Delgado, of course, this year has 5 goals and 4 assists. And right now, a lot of goals for this Myrtle Beach team have come in the second half, so these substitutes are very key for Myrtle Beach. Now Gomez will take it and give it right to Delgado. Now to Pigot, who will give it back to Delgado. Now to Carrillo. Has it stolen away by Gilly Wasso, who came on for Izana Case. Case, of course, doing a good job for this match. Just creating opportunities. And as now, Myrtle Beach on the attack. It's kicked away by Conte. Now Carrillo will bring it down and give it to Uzo. And we'll move it up to Gamera. We'll have to work around Curry. Give back to Uzo. Crosses it in. Headed away by Conte. Or by... Yeah, we'll say Conte. Or I'll think, no, we'll give it to Miller. And it will go for a free kick now for Reading. Now to Carrillo. Gives it to Gamera, who's trying to get around Curry. Crosses it in. Headed away by Miller. Now to Gomez. And McCartney will kick it out, but took a deflection off of Gomez and will go for a Reading throw-in. Now to Uzo on the near side. Crosses it in. Knocked away by Miller. And Malloy will work it now to Medcar. That's a Hideki. And who finds Bennett in open space. Feeling the pressure of the defense. Trying to get around his man. We'll have to give it back to Hideki. Now to Malloy in the middle. Who gives it to Curry. And we'll give it to Giliwaso. Gets around Uzo. Crosses it in. Trying to find Bennett, but was unable to. And goes right into the hands of Santos. Now Carrillo. We'll give it back. And you'll get it back from Gomez. Now Uzo. Kicks it upfield. And McCartney will give it back to Strutz, who doesn't gain control and will go out for a corner kick. Strutz, of course, fell asleep like the French goalie did in the World Cup as that ball comes in. And eventually will be contained by Myrtle Beach. As now Gamera trying to get around Curry, but eventually comes out at play. Strutz definitely is glad that mistake did not cost him a goal, because we've seen so many times, no matter what level it is, simple mistakes like that can cost you the game. But now Strutz is awake, and he'll be ready for it next time. It's now Waso. We'll give it back to Felipe Hideki. She's got subs coming on for both teams as John Ander Rondo will be now coming on for Myrtle Beach Mutiny. While we got Matt Greer coming on for Reading United. Now Gomez will get it back. Now to Delgado. He gives it back to Baker. Now to Uzo. Now eventually to Gamera. Delgado trying to find his man, but just goes right to Strutz. And Strutz will now kick it upfield. Trying to find Almedcar. And Myrtle Beach will now try to get trying to equalize it. Will gain control. And eventually Hideki will steal it away, and now to Malloy. Now to Hideki, who finds Wasso. But then Uzo steals it away. Now to Curry. And Malloy will work it back to Miller. Then eventually to Curry. He gives it up to Wasso. Is about to cross it in. Went too ahead of that one. Crosses it in and is knocked away. As it goes out of play, we'll get the substitutes now. It looks like Carrillo's night for Myrtle Beach is done. And taking his place now will be John Ander Rondo, who is the top goal scorer of this team, scoring 9 goals and has 3 assists. And as Greer comes on for the goal scorer in Almedcar, who's done really well this season, and hopefully he can continue his dominance as long as Reading United wins this game as we come down to the final 25 minutes of this match.
Substitution for Myrtle Beach actually begins from the 55, Luis Carrillo. Entering in his place, number 9. John Ander Rondo. The substitution in the 64th minute of play.
Now free kick for Reading. Now go to Conte, who finds Gilly Wasso upfield. He's trying to get around Uzo. But gives it to Zandy. Finds Bennett. Bennett tangled up with the defender. And wasn't able to get anything. Now Delgado will give it to Rondo. And it will find its way to Gamera. who dribbles across the field. And then eventually Delgado will get it to Barando. Now to Uzo, who will give it to Gomez. We kicked off for a throw-in. Hideki trying to get to that one and just tripped up. It'll be a free kick for Reading United. Winner of this match, of course, will take on the New York Red Bulls U23, and then in the next round in the Eastern Conference Championship. Coverage of that game starts at 7 p.m., and the game will start at 7 p.m. at John Gierski Stadium, and you can catch the live stream here on YouTube. As Wasso crosses it in, but is knocked away by Myrtle Beach. Eventually, it will wind up with Curry, who gets knocked down by Amankwa. And the ref decides to speak with Amankwa. Just gives him a little bit of a warning. Kind of knocked Curry off his feet a bit. And right now, Kyle Tim, head coach of the Myrtle Beach Mutiny, of course, having a few words with the ref on the sideline, and was told to go back to his bench. We get a little bit of a drink break, and we're back, and the action gets back underway. Now Conte will work its way to Miller. Now to Wasso. Tried to flick it behind him, but will roll out of play. Now to Gomez, who kicks it upfield. Ball's in the middle, but right to Delgado. Delgado takes a shot! Deflected away by, I believe, Conte. And will go out for a corner kick. Now a quick corner taken by Myrtle Beach. Cross comes in. And it's headed in! Myrtle Beach have tied it up as Conte knocked it back and found its way to a player for Myrtle Beach, and the game is tied up here in the 70th minute. And Reading cannot be happy with that one, as Conte just ended up with the ball and headed it right back, like in the box. And there's only so much that Bennett Strutz can do. And now the lifeline in this game has just been handed to Myrtle Beach Mutiny. And now Reading will have to figure a way out to get the lead back. Now Conte will give it to Zandy. He's got space to work with. He's got Bennett in the box. Finds Bennett. It's in! It's in! Corey Bennett taking the lead for Reading United. And Reading gets the lead back just like that in just about less than 60 seconds. 2-1 Reading United. good dribble through by Zach Zandy, who was able to find Bennett. Bennett was able to get off from the defender and was able to get that one around Santos. And just in like a quick span of a minute, Reading has gained the lead back. That's his 7th goal of the season for Corey Bennett. But his first goal of the playoffs. Corey Bennett, of course, has been with this team for a long time. Was with this team the last time they hosted the playoffs. And now Reading gains the lead back. A good response for Reading United to respond that quickly to get the lead back. But now Myrtle Beach will have to try and respond if they want to stay alive. As Uzo will throw it in. Now to Gomez. Now to Gamera. It's stolen away by Curry. And the ref will bring it back as Curry is down, and so is Delgado. And Delgado wasn't happy with what the ref had to call. As he's trying to get Curry up. Right now, Myrtle Beach, of course, want to get back into this game as we're down to the last 17 minutes. I mean, Myrtle Beach finally got the goal that they needed to get back into this game. And, of course, it only took them a minute just to start losing again. As that is now 35 goals on the season for Reading United. Wow, Reading has only given up 9 goals on the season. Now Hideki will give it to Curry, who finds Wasso, but then loses it, and then Uzo will get the possession, but is tripped up by Wasso. These next 14 minutes are going to be the most stressful for Myrtle Beach. You might even say that you call it a mutiny. I had to go for the pun there. And now Zandy. And as Greer tries to find its way upfield. And those go a throw in for Reading. Now Baker will give it to Schnulli. Now Uzo. And eventually Reading will take it back. But now Delgado will get it to Gamera. And he'll give it back to Uzo. Right now, Myrtle Beach are frantically trying to find something. And it'll work its way up to Gomez. Now Delgado dribbling through the middle. Has space. Was trying to find Ibarando, but it ends up with Strutz. Now upfield trying to find Bennett, but we'll be headed back to Santos. Delgado crossing it to the near side to Gamera. Now to Gomez, who tries to find Delgado. He's got space in the box. Gives it to Gamera. Now to Gomez, who has it stolen away by Hideki. And it'll be kicked upfield by Curry. Now Gomez will kick it into the box to Delgado, or excuse me, Ibarrando. And Ibarrando shoots it! Knocked away! But it's in! Myrtle Beach have tied it up! And this game is far from over, my friends. As it appears to be, I believe, Pigot, who ties it up, and can Reading respond quickly? So Strutz was able to make the save off of Ibarrando, but then ends up near the head of Pigot, and now we are tied up again. And this is just part of the excitement that the PDL playoffs will bring you. Now Reading United have officially given up double digits in goals, as they have not given up 10 goals this season. As it'll be a free kick now for Reading United. Can they quickly respond like they did before? As we come down to the final 13 minutes. Now to the far side, near Wasso. Now Uzo gives it to Gamera. Kicks it upfield. Now Malloy will kick it upfield to Wasso. And Wasso now gets it to Zandy. Gets it to Hideki. Flicks it back to Zandy. Then take a shot. Just too many saves. And so many shots. How did that not go in? Went from Greer to Bennett to I don't even know. Right now, everyone has got to be ticked that did not go in. I mean, good passes by Reading United, but how did you not get that in on goal? I mean, good saves by Santos and everyone on the goal line. As they will take the corner here. As it comes in. It's just another close attempt, but looks like it came off of a Myrtle Beach player, and another corner. Well, if you're watching this match, it's just a good one to watch. As it comes in now. To Greer! Saved by Santos! And another good save by Santos keeps Myrtle Beach alive. As it'll be sent back up to Zandy, who's tripped up. And the foul's called there. It'll be a free kick for Reading. Let's come down to the final 10 minutes. These final 10 minutes are going to be crazy for both of these teams. As the cross comes in. Headed away by Baker. And will go out for a throw-in. As a sub will be coming on for Reading United eventually. As the ball comes in and Santos will eat it up. As Mo Conde will be coming on for Reading United. Now Santos. We'll try to get it to Piga, but we'll go out for a throw-in. And the substitute will be made now. It looks like Isaac Curry's night is done. Had another great night for Reading United, whose season's just gotten better. And now Mo Conde will try and help Reading United as they try to increase this lead, or as they try to get the lead back. And as Conde will go over to the far side, and McCartney will go to the near side. Now, Ibarrando, dribbling through the middle, gets it to Emanqua, shoots it, saved by Strutz. This has gone from a game controlled by Reading United to a back and forth affair. But now Hideki trying to get it, was pushed off by Baker. And it will go Reading United's way. So we come down to 8 minutes left until stoppage time. Good to take extra time to separate these two teams. Or extra time, that's what it's called. Now Hideki feels the pressure from Baker, and Baker will knock it out for another throw-in. Now to Hideki, he tried to flick it off, but Myrtle Beach will kick it away. Out to Emanqua, who tries to kick it upfield, and will just go right to Conte. Now to Malloy. The top prospect will kick it upfield to Bennett, who's getting wrapped around by the defender. And Bennett's now down. And a yellow card has been given to Delgado. The ref, of course, speaking to the captain, just telling him to make sure things calm down a bit. So now Zandy will give it back to Malloy. Finds Bennett. Gives it to Hideki. Gives it to Wasso, who tries to get around Uzo and is trying to beat him, but is unable to get around Uzo. And you'll kick it upfield as Emanqua just heads it, but will go right to Kamal Miller. Now to McCartney, who will give it all the way back to Strutz. It's Reading just trying to find something. Now it's going upfield now to Zandy. He's trying to get around Baker, but will roll out of play for a throw-in. Now to Malloy. Eventually to Hideki. Now Malloy will find Wasso, who's got Dawson McCartney. But Wasso's got open space. And he takes a deflection out of bounds. But a throw-in for Reading. Now throw-in to Malloy. Dribbles it in. Crosses it. Unable to find anyone and kicked upfield now by Myrtle Beach. Now Emanqua finds Gomez. Gomez kicks it across field to Pigot. Then eventually now to Delgado. Then to Schnulli. Right to Gomez, who will give it right to Uzo. Now to Gamera, who crosses it in. But headed it right into the legs of Emanqua. And his shot goes in. Saved by Strutz. It's a close one right there as Mo Conde, or may have been Mo Conde, headed it right to the legs of Emankwa. But now Reading will go on the attack. As it goes to Conde. It goes to Hideki. Who dribbles through, finding space. Gives it to Greer. Greer gives it off. And it's in! Corey Bennett takes the lead for Reading United! And then just like that, Reading United had the lead with 4 minutes to go! But Bennett is down. And hopefully he's alright. As they found Greer in wide open space, was able to cross it in, and Bennett was able to put that one in the back of the net. But even though Reading United has taken the lead, they cannot sleep here, as Myrtle Beach have shown that they've been able to get back into this game multiple times. As Corey Bennett's just hurt right now. He may have to come off. As he's going to need help off. It's not a good sign. But hopefully it's all right.
Scored by number 9, Corey Bennett.
As this game goes back underway.
And to number 14, Matt Greer.
As Gomez now will take it. Trying to find Emankwa. And it'll go all the way back to Yamamoto. Now to Gomez. We come down to the final 2 minutes of this game, plus stoppage time. But it looks like Bennett's night is done. It looks like it might be Kieran Roberts who will come on for Reading United when the next ball goes out of play. Delgado keeps it alive, but the rest is out of bounds, and we'll get that substitute. As Kieran Roberts will come on. Roberts, of course, it's been a key part of this Reading United team. And Uzo will have a word with the referee. And he's warning him.
Reading United substitution. Exiting the game with 2 goals tonight, number 9, Corey Bennett. Entering in his place, number 17, Kieran Roberts.
Roberts, of course, got 5 goals on the season. And scored 4 of them, of course, against Evergreen FC. In a matchup that ended, I believe, 5-1 or 6-1. So now we come down to the final minutes. If Myrtle Beach has got anything in the tank, they got to give it now. Winner of this matchup will take on the New York Red Bulls U23.
The fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum of 4 minutes of stoppage time. Official time will be
4 minutes of stoppage time is what remains between Reading United and a spot in the next round. As Ibarrando and Zandy are tied up, and the foul will be given to Reading. His ball is kicked upfield. Ibarrando gives it to Emankwa, who's unable to get past Miller and goes right into the hands of Strutz. As a throw-in now for Reading. As Mokande will take it. And another substitution will come on for Reading United. Pierre Reedy. And the substitution will be given for... Well, it looks like the ref is just... No, they'll make the substitute now. As it looks like Zach Zandy's night is done. Zach Zandy, of course, a big part of this game. Done well tonight. And now Pierre Reedy will take his place. As we come down to the final minutes of this game, Reading just waiting the clock out. As now Myrtle Beach will take it. Now Matt Greer will take it to Kieran Roberts. We're trying to find Kieran Roberts. And now it will go to Reedy as he's pushed out by Uzo. Reedy gives it to Roberts. Roberts shoots it. And it's in! Roberts puts it away! And that might just finish it off for Reading United. Just a good shot by Roberts after Pierre Reedy coming on. Was able to get around Uzo. Giving it to Roberts in open space. And it's a brilliant shot. That goal could have just put Reading United in the next round. As Abrando trying to keep it in. Gets a shot, but it's good save by Strutz. And whatever time is left. Is it enough for Myrtle Beach? As Abrando gets it, shoots it, and it's a quick goal. And you got to be careful there. As now Myrtle Beach just added another quick goal. When whatever time is left, this game is far from over. As Abrando puts it in the net. But a substitute will be coming on eventually for Reading as it's Spencer Burkhart. And it will be coming on quickly for Felipe Hideki. As the throw-in will come in now. Malloy will kick it upfield. Right now, Reading just wants this game to end, but Myrtle Beach just wants to try and get the next goal. As Malloy will head it away. But Emanqua trying to get around Malloy, who shoves Malloy in the back. And yeah, that should have been a card. As Emanqua just pushes Malloy right in the back. Obviously, the tension's high between this game, and of course, Myrtle Beach, they just want to stay alive and keep playing soccer. But now everyone will push up as Bennett Strutz will take the free kick. If there's any time in this game left. Been the longest 4 minutes of this game. And that is it! Reading United have won the match, beating Myrtle Beach Mutiny 4-3. And we'll move on to the next round to take on the division rival New York Red Bull U23 and the Eastern Conference Championship tomorrow night. Tomorrow night at 7 p.m., Make sure that you're either here at the game, here at John Gursky Stadium at 7 o'clock, or watching the live stream tomorrow night on YouTube. Coverage starts at 7 p.m. here on YouTube live stream. As Reading United continued their unbeaten streak. But another good match. This was another close matchup, so it was very good for Reading to be able to come out with this one. And goals coming around from Corey Bennett, who was able to score 2, along with El Medkar, who gave us the lead early. But then, of course, Kieran Roberts, who definitely gave us the insurance goal, because if he didn't score that one, we'd be going to extra time right now. But it was definitely a good matchup. Myrtle Beach Mutiny definitely put up a fight. So it was very good. So now taking on the New York Red Bulls U23. So far, the one thing that if New York Red Bulls want to win this game against Reading United now, they're going to have to come into their stadium, and they're going to have to beat Reading United, which they have not been able to do so yet. They've tied once, but Reading United has been able to show that they can win here, and right now they have a chance to win the Eastern Conference title for the first time in about 8 years. So it was a frustrating game for the Myrtle Beach Mutiny, but they put up a good fight, and they were just very close to getting back into this so many times. They just were unable to get a lead against this Reading United squad, who's been very dominant this year. We can give a lot of credit to the guys who stuck around, because for the past, a bunch of Reading United players have left at this point, but I mean, a lot of guys stayed, and they have a lot of talent that have come up. Felipe Hideki's done well. Kase's done definitely well. El Medkar's having a phenomenal year. So is Bennett, who's been around for a long time. And Aaron Malloy, who's continuing his dominance as top prospect. Both goalies did pretty well tonight, as Bennett Strutz continues his dominance as the goalkeeper for Reading United. And then Jose Santos definitely did well tonight, beating, or is trying to keep out all these Reading United shots that kept coming their way. And then that one streak of when there was just so many shots in the goal. Honestly, I don't know how the goals it didn't go in the goal. And as we look at the final stats, as you see the goals by El Medkar, Bennett twice, and then Roberts pretty much giving him the lead. And then the last lead, and then as you see, 8 corners for Reading United, but also a lot of those shots. A lot of shots is the one reason why Reading United were able to stay on top of this game. But a lot of fouls, and then, but in respect to Myrtle Beach Mutiny, who put up a fight, and we'll see how they do next year. But we still got plenty of playing time here at Reading United AC. And right now, Reading's excited. And hopefully, Alan McCann has been doing the right stuff. Let's hope he can keep doing it as the season goes on. So as we wrap up here, I'd like to thank our producer, Alan Pegler, camera operator, Braden Byler. I'd like to give a shout out to Chris McCowiak, who will be here with me tomorrow, and Noah Pegler saying good night from John Gursky Stadium, as Reading United have won the match 4-3 and will take on New York Red Bulls U23 tomorrow in the Eastern Conference Championship.